Tidbits from TNT, Tuesday morning, the 7th of October 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. TNT. Tishwash. A large U.S. military convoy enters Baghdad through the Al-Suqour checkpoint west of the capital, urgent. A local source reported, on Monday, October 6, 2025, that more than 50 American military vehicles crossed the Al-Suqour checkpoint on the international road linking Anbar and the capital, Baghdad. The source told Baghdad Today, the convoy included various military vehicles, including armored vehicles and minesweepers, in addition to large containers believed to be carrying logistical equipment and military supplies. He added that, the movement took place under tight security measures, with Iraqi forces deployed along the route, noting that, this convoy is one of the largest U.S. movements in recent months. Tishwash. Sudanese. Exchange rate reform in Iraq should be an example of commitment and confidence. According to Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, on Tuesday, the currency reform in Iraq should be an example of commitment and confidence. The Sudanese will receive today a delegation from KPMG, an international financial audit and consulting firm, during the ongoing protests, the press office said in a statement. The company's cooperation with the Iraqi Monetary Authority guarantees the government's efforts to enhance the transparency of its operations and maintain the financial reputation of Iraq. Sudani pointed out that, monetary reform in Iraq should serve as an example of commitment and confidence, and the role that financial audit companies play in the government's pursuit. The government is looking forward to several strategic partnerships with these companies through the credibility of the Iraqi state institutions' international finance and economics complex. Iraq is committed to implementing the government's financial and spending reform program, and has played a role in improving financial classification and raising the confidence of international companies. He said, it is a great achievement in the implementation of compliance standards and the fight against money laundering, and the transition to the latest electronic accounting system. He stressed the importance of using the company's expertise in the structure of public companies to promote operational efficiency. Public Religious Administration, technical and legal advice specialist in contract formulation for large strategic projects, Z. The government supports the efforts of the Central Bank of Iraq and the Iraqi Bank for Commerce in the Technical Coordination Agreement with KPMG to ensure the speedy completion of due diligence and compliance according to international standards. The timetable for the issuance of final expenditure accounts. He stressed that, the government emphasizes transparency and financial issues as fundamental pillars in construction. Tishwash. The Prime Minister directs the relevant ministries and authorities to remove obstacles facing the private sector. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani directed the relevant ministries and authorities on Monday to remove obstacles facing the private sector, stressing the importance of providing an appropriate environment for its work in various industrial fields. The Prime Minister's media office said in a statement that, Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani chaired the periodic meeting of the Industrial Coordination Council, attended by the Minister of Finance and the Ministers of Oil, Trade, Industry and Minerals, the Chairman of the Advisory Board, the Chairman of the Iraqi Federation of Industries, and a group of representatives of the industrial sector. According to the statement, al-Sudani directed all relevant ministries and authorities to remove obstacles facing the private sector and adapt laws to benefit industrial development plans and projects implemented across Iraq, stressing the importance of providing an appropriate environment for the private sector to operate in various industrial fields by focusing on the industrial, legal, and legislative environment to ensure the wheel of investment in the country is moving. He also directed members of the Industrial Coordination Council to pay attention to the private industrial sector and work to resolve the problems and obstacles facing its work, with the aim of expanding its participation and activity in developing the national economy. The statement continued, the meeting reviewed the topics on the agenda, as it was agreed to include partnership contracts concluded in all public companies affiliated with the Ministry of Industry and Minerals, with the private sector by Cabinet Resolution 24,413 of 2024, until the issuance of the new Federal General Budget Law, and because paragraph, supporting the industrial sector, 2, first. of the aforementioned resolution came in an absolute manner to include all raw materials entering into local industries without discrimination between the importing party. He added, the meeting witnessed approval to reduce the price of liquefied gas, LPG, to become 300,000 dinars per ton, for industrial projects. Except for brick factories that have a certificate of completion of establishment issued by the General Directorate of Industrial Development, the National Investment Authority or all investment authorities, explaining. It was agreed to oblige ministries and entities not affiliated with a ministry and all governorates to cover their needs for liquid medical gases, industrial gases, liquid nitrogen, and argon from national factories. He pointed out that, the meeting approved exempting industrial projects from the advertising and competition requirement, provided that the Minister of Industry and Minerals and the head of the Federation of Industries submit a specific recommendation on the matter. He explained that, the meeting agreed not to relocate industrial projects that have obtained the necessary approvals from the General Directorate of Industrial Development at the Ministry of Industry and Minerals, the National Investment Commission, and the Federation of Industries, which proved that they do not impact the environment according to environmental impact studies, and that the relevant departments in the governorates will direct industrial project owners to address their environmental violations. Regarding addressing obstacles to the separation and ownership of industrial project owners established on common agricultural lands, the statement stated that, the Iraqi Federation of Industries was directed to hold a workshop attended by the Director General of the Real Estate Registration Department and the Director General of the Agricultural Lands Department, regarding environmental issues while obligating the governorates to obtain the approval of the industrial and agricultural sector authorities before proceeding with the procedures for updating urban planning for cities. He pointed out that, the Ministry of Trade's proposals were approved, which include the Ministry of Trade, Private Sector Development Department, in coordination and cooperation with the Ministries of Industry and Minerals, Planning, Labor and Social Affairs, and the Iraqi Federation of Industries, to prepare training programs for the private sector to develop small and medium enterprises, as well as expand contracts with local factories to market their products through their hypermarket outlets, as part of the steps to support the national product and advance the production and industrial sector. The statement explained that, approval was given to update the Ministry of Planning's guide to encourage national products, regarding information related to industrial sectors on the ministry's electronic platform. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com